This is Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search from my site. I'm going to open with a story of a conversation tonight with a Mexican delivery person. We shared a ride up the elevator and down of a absolutely beautiful residential tower on Fifth Avenue near Empire State Building. It is the up and down is kind of a funny element of the story. Then I'm going to, as I do each time, say how much I made, show my deliveries and bike rides and what's called the Postmates dashboard. And so I start with the Mexican. Listeners, with this series of videos, I am attempting to get people to consider Postmates, and if they do, when they register, put my name down as the person who referred you. My videos may be helpful in training. I will say this. The training that I went through in Brooklyn myself, and conversations with people by chance like Kareem today at Chick-fil-A, who does Postmates, and other chance conversation I've had with other Postmates people. People might be telling the truth on how much they make, but you can't possibly take those traces of information that you collect along the way and try to incorporate it into, let's hypothetically, listeners, hypothetically you start and you're wondering, like, am I doing it right? You know, I sat idle for 90 minutes this afternoon. It seemed like I'm doing something wrong. Is everyone else making more money than me? These are some natural questions. And a chance conversation like I had with Kareem today gives me nothing to, and it was fairly long. Kareem and I there was one person between us. We were in a line at Chick-fil-A, 6th Avenue and 36th, and I collected nothing useful to answer those questions if I were having those questions. Personally, I'm not, but they are natural, and a lot of people would be asking them. So back to the Mexican. This guy, my wife sort of harassed me on the way home because I was describing this conversation to her, and she laughed once again about me and my forcing my clumsy way through my broken Spanish to have a conversation with this guy. But I saw we were both in the lobby together. We both got cleared to go up the elevator together. We ended up in the same car together. This absolutely beautiful luxury building doesn't have enough elevators. So there were like 4 people, 2 residents and 2 delivery people. I'm one of the 2 delivery people, and I wanted to talk to this Mexican, and I'm attempting to. Turns out I was the highest floor. He was the second highest floor. So we had, by the time we dumped resident number 2 at like 12, and he went to maybe 20, and I was like 35. We had a couple of floors together, but I still couldn't describe, here's my name tag, come, listen to my videos, whatever. So just, I go up, my resident was ready, my customer was ready for me, and so I gave her the bag, bien provecho, she thanks me, you're welcome, and I rushed back and hit the elevator button, bam, wouldn't you know, I get it before it leaves 35 or wherever it was, and now I'm down a few more floors, and I pick up my Mexican friend. I was so happy. We ride all the way down together, we walk out to the street together, and so now I had the opportunity to fight through my clumsy Spanish to get him to understand what I'm doing on YouTube. I ended up calling Escuela de Postmates on YouTube. D-O-M-A. I'm pointing to my name tag. D-O-M-A. D-O-O-D-Y. And he got on his bike and went up Fifth Avenue, and I went I walked in a different direction. That's not true. I sat on my bucket right outside this tower. It was my last trip, and Honda wasn't finished. So anyways, listeners, my excitement in having this conversation with this Mexican, especially with his very broken English, these conversations I love, and so that just in itself, and on any topic, Mexicans, you are delivering so much food in New York City. Mexicans, Hondurans, El Salvadorians, and Guatemalans, whatever. And they're all men. Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Mexico. I think you're delivering all the food in the city. And gentlemen, caballeros, the way you're delivering food, you people are dinosaurs waiting to die. You've got to convert. I'm telling you this. I look at how efficient the system I'm involved in is, and these restaurants just can't keep it up. Somehow they gotta. The customers just like what we're doing. They like to be able to track the order. I'm late. I don't mind being late, and these customers are patient because they know where I am. And there's some exceptions to that. I've had some people pissed off who didn't know where I am, but most of the people who didn't know where I am will know where their Postmate is the next time they order Postmates. So this problem, where I've had it a couple of times, where the delivery person the customer didn't know he or she could track me, they know next time. So Mexicans, you just have to convert. So fight your way through my YouTube channel. Do whatever it takes. Put my name down as a referrer, and at least supplement the job you're doing with a few jobs a day on Postmates. It's a perfect complement to what you're doing now. And if you get caught where all of a sudden the restaurant decides to turn it all over to some on-demand system and they fire the whole staff, it's an easy transition for you because you're already doing an on-demand service. Again, Uber, Lyft, Postmates, and many others. The Mexican, one of the first things he says is, he wanted an answer. How much money will I make? Well, that's the first problem. I can tell you what I make, and I do in detail in these videos. That doesn't mean you'll make that. Listeners, I honestly believe it's easy to make more than me. I'm not working that hard. I'm using these city bikes, which are modestly efficient. And I am not rushing. So I am one credible source for how much one person makes. So that's the story of the Mexican. It was a great moment tonight. I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to do the money that I made tonight. So I will first do on Twitter. This is my Twitter page. It's very easy to find, but I'm going to do the even easier way to find it. So I'm typing in Tom Duty into Google. And there's my page, Tom Duty, Middle-Aged American, duty.ws.
This is Tom Duty, Middle-Aged American, living in New Jersey.
About me. Listeners, this is a very clumsy way to do it. You can probably go directly to my Twitter page, but this is a few extra clicks, but more reliable. So now I click on Twitter. I clicked on About on my main page, and then click on Twitter here. In a minute, I'm going to be on my Twitter page. Here's my Twitter ID, near Lincoln, like Tom Duty, Middle-Aged American, living in New Jersey, near the Lincoln Tunnel, @ near Lincoln. And here is don't know why it's not scrolling. There we go. So here's the screen captures. This is one. Must say from Postmates, if the order is not ready, please wait outside. This is a notice that came along with a order takeout of fine dining restaurant. This, of course, is a restaurant that their customers are thrilled to have Postmates because they don't offer their own delivery. A restaurant like this doesn't do a lot of delivery, and now they're able to do quite a bit, but they don't want delivery people in their restaurant. Here, this is going to be hard to read in the YouTube, but if listeners, if you want the detail and you can't read on the YouTube visual, then go directly to Twitter yourself. You'll be able to expand that and read the detail. But this is oh, Cafe Clover was the place that doesn't want delivery people inside. It has a notice with Postmates on the app. Victory Garden, the craziest thing, I got a mini ice cream and took it like 15 blocks, and it was like 5 spoonfuls of ice cream. It just is shocking to me. I'm not shocked by any of this stuff, but it just seems weird, the stuff people order. There's Chipotle. This is a promotion, free bubble. I get paid for delivery, but the food is, the customer doesn't pay for the food. It's a temporary promotion. Chick-fil-A, that's where I met Hakeem. No. That's where I met Kareem. Invited him to this video series. He, on his cell phone, he subscribed to my YouTube channel, so maybe he's here. Hola, Kareem. And then Juice Press is where I started the day. This was the first order of the day. Smackery's, an expensive cookie place. There's quite a few of those in this city. So those are my 3 screen captures that show my delivery by delivery earnings. I do have a couple of tips in there. There's a tip on the free bubble tea. And so now I'm going to do the same thing. Tom Duty. It's a little easier this time. It's 1 click shorter. I go to my website.
This is Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the
Blog.
lake.
And here's today's city bike trips. Listeners, if you're the type that really analyzes this, here are my city bike trips. So you can literally, order by order, you can find out how far I had to go, where I was, where I rented my bikes, and then piece together with the other what restaurant I went to. And even though it's not disclosed in any of the information I put out there, who the customer is and where he, she, or they live, it is sort of, with my bike rentals, it's easy to get. It's not easy, it's tedious, but you can get an idea where I took the food. Okay, last thing on money is my dashboard, which is postmates.com/courier.
Is there something wrong?
And there, I'm almost to 100. I'm so happy, and I've made $695. So obviously, if you divide that by 100, you get something close to $7 per delivery, which was, I did the math when I was at 50, and it was very close to $7. So I think I was on the higher side of 7. Now I'm on the lower side of 7. I don't think it means anything. So that's what I've That's what I've been making, about $7 per delivery. Today I did 10. I did not work very hard. I had at least an hour and a half idle in the middle of the day between lunch and dinner. And I did some of my own stuff, but I worked my stuff into my schedule. My stuff didn't impede my earnings. In other words, if I didn't do any of my own stuff, I still would have done 10 deliveries. A very small thing, a phone call and a visit to FedEx. This has been Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling and the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search from my site. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening, or restful night's sleep. Ciao.